adding up with those brothers. I'm sorry. Something is not adding up. I don't know if they're scared. You know, some people who I spoke to about the situation, they said that, oh, we think that that they were paid off. The Chicago PD was paid off. The prosecutor was paid off, and these brothers were paid off. First of all, Jessie is in the hole for his legal fees. He's going to pay these. Look, these lawyers sometimes can go up in the millions just to protect you and get you out of things because they know the system well. So you mean to tell me that he's going to spend all this money, maybe he's definitely spent a couple $100,000 to pay for his attorneys, and he paid the Chicago PD, and he paid the prosecutor. Jessie ain't that rich. He's not. He ain't that rich. Something is wrong. Something was wrong with the investigation from the beginning. Something was wrong with Jessie's story. Something was wrong with these brothers' story. Because when Jessie hired that attorney and it came out that they've been communicating about the money that that he sent them for the training, even in the, let me say this about the text message. One of the text messages, it said that they felt that Jessie had paid them too much for their services. So they wanted to give his money back, and Jessie said, no, like, you know, this is what I'll normally pay if I was paying a celebrity trainer. So you can keep it. And it sounded as if he was just doing them a favor, like, listen, I know that you guys are just trying to get your business off the ground. Let me help you. I'm going to give you extra money. Here you go. I know that you're, you know, I know I'm probably paying you too much, but I know you guys, I've worked with you guys. You guys are my friends. You guys come to my place. I'm just saying there's something wrong with the story. And then, not to put it all on Chicago PD, the prosecutor, or the men, Jessie's story doesn't make any sense neither. Because instead of calling the police after he was attacked, he called his assistant or manager. He called somebody that wasn't the cops. That's the first thing that you do whenever you're in a situation. You're not going to be looking around like, you know, maybe I should call the police and you got a noose around your neck. That makes no sense. You call the police first. And if you were going to Subway to buy a sandwich, which I'm not going to say that he's not doing, why would you not walk back into the business with the noose around your neck? I mean, I don't know, like, I guess you won't know what you would do in that situation. And I will never say that, oh, if it was me, I would have did this and I would have done that. But for me, logically, the first thing that I would do is call the police. I'm not going to call my mom. I'm not going to call my sister. I'm not going to call my cousin. I'm not going to call my manager. I'm not going to call my business partner. I'm going to call the police because somebody tried to kill me. Somebody tried to kill me, so I'm going to call the police. I am not going to call people in the industry to try to help me, and then these people convinced you to call the police because he wasn't going to call the police, which I don't know, like, if he had different thoughts running through his head, like, maybe if, I'm sorry, Shy, but I don't, it doesn't make any sense to me. The story doesn't add up. Why do you need other people to tell you to call the police? Because, and there was other things too, saying, oh, Jessie may have thought that since it's late night and, you know, you have a lot of these different websites like Jack, Scruff, BGC, so many different websites that people use to get dates. And they probably thought that, hey, this is a gay man looking for a date at night. That was something that was brought up. But I don't believe that he went out there to get a date. And I don't know, like, you know, but anyway, that's what they were saying. They were like, oh, he was going out for a date. Oh, you know, he knew what he was doing. He went to places that didn't have cameras. Listen, that means if he went to places that didn't have cameras on purpose, that means he's been scoping out the place to try to figure out where cameras are going. And in Chicago, there's so much violence going on in the city, even though he's in a nicer part, they keep cameras everywhere. So, according to the police department, when he was being attacked, or allegedly when he was being attacked, the cameras was moving from the direction that he was at. That's not something that happens by chance. That's cameras are everywhere. They're on stoplights in Chicago. They're everywhere in Chicago because the city at one point was at a state of emergency because of all the shootings that was going on down there. So I don't know. Maybe he was, he was in shock. Maybe he was confused. Maybe, maybe he was bewildered or scared. But the fact that he had to be convinced to call the police because he wasn't going to call the police. He walked into his apartment complex, walked past the front desk with the thing. The front desk clerk said he saw something, or like that was around his neck, but it wasn't wrapped around his neck. And then you had that one neighbor that said that she went out to walk her dog and she saw somebody pacing back and forth out the apartment complex. And then, he was like he seemed very hostile and very adversarial. So she went back into her, into the apartment complex or the condo because she was afraid. Where is she at? It was just like she was there like to confirm the story, and then she disappeared. You ain't hear nothing else about the lady that lived in his apartment complex. You ain't hear nothing. All you heard was Jessie is a liar. Jesse's a liar. This is why he's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. And I mean, he had evidence, but at the same time, I do believe that he was lying. And then when everything is said and done, you have the people, his co-stars. I can't imagine like the turmoil that he's living in. First of all, he is being attacked on a platform, and it's his fault that he's being attacked because I felt like he is hiding something. He lied about something. He lied. He's hiding something. And the thing that kills me with people that hide things, they say, "Oh, I'm not lying because I'm not telling you." No, it's still a lie because it's a form of deceit. So there is some type of deception with that whole incident that night. We're not going to get past that. We can't get over that. There's definitely deception. And then you have people crushing you online, and then you got your coworkers. And then you hear all these different things like, Jessie, you were complaining about your pay not too long ago. You were complaining that you weren't making enough money. And then that suspicious note came to his job saying, something, gay slurs, like to attack him or something like that. That was on, that was sent to Empire, and he got mad. See, this is where you find yourself like thinking like, okay, maybe the Chicago PD was onto something because he was clearly upset about the fact that nobody backed him up. But where he messed up is after he got that letter in the mail, or it came to Empire to where they filmed, they offered him security and he didn't want it. Lord have mercy. I mean, there's something definitely wrong, and I feel like just like how you can have these different celebrities that do these crazy things, outlandish things, and I'm not going to say nobody's name because I don't want to get sued, okay? I'm not going to get sued by the other actors that have done cruel things to people, have, you know, ruined people's lives, and people have given them a second chance. And I just feel like they made an example out of him because it was made into racial profiling, and because like it's so tense right now with, you know, the racial tensions that's going on. You see people being attacked, people like getting, people who are of color or black, they find themselves being like attacked for no reason, verbally attacked, like harassed in the streets, and being you know, physically attacked as well in the streets. And it's not a good time. 2019, the climate is not good for the differences in racial tensions. It's just bad right now. And I think that it just pushed the department, like, okay, we were exposed, the Chicago PD was exposed for hiding things, you know, being corrupt. Now you're going to put an extra stain on us, saying that we have a whole bunch of racists in our cities that's just attacking, you know, gay black men. That's what you're going to do? And let's be real, that actually does happen. There's plenty of times where it's not even spoken about, where there's people who are black, who are gay, who are trans, who are lesbian, that are attacked in the streets for just walking the streets. And it's not heard. And it's because he's a celebrity, okay, now we're going to make an example out of him. And there's hundreds of stories of unsolved crimes, or people disregard crimes and say, oh, you know, when they are attacked for being black and gay, and that's a real thing. Now, Jessie has set a tone to where people can't say, I was attacked, and I was attacked just for just being black, for just, you know, for being black and gay. There are people who actually do go through those things on a regular. And now these people who are a part of our community, because they're part of the African American community, now they're not going to be believed. Now they're not going to, people are not going to take them seriously. And it doesn't have to be, oh, you're gay or straight. No, like if you're black, it's already against you. If you are, or if you're a person of color, you're already on the short end of the stick. And it's extremely harmful for those who really go through these things. Hate crimes happen every day, multiple times. People racial profile you, period, for just being you. It's not just a cop thing. You know how many videos we have seen, you know, that has surfaced of people just doing things to people that were black. For an example, there was two girls who actually walked out of a house, and one of the girls' neighbors start calling them names, and she like said something to him, and he pulled out a gun and pointed it in her friend's face. The neighbor pulled out the gun on his neighbor's friend and put it in her face. When the police showed up, they started asking her, why didn't she call the police when he was calling her names? Totally disregarded that this man not only antagonized these women as soon as they walked out the door, but most importantly, that he put a shotgun in their face. And then arrested the neighbor's friend because she just was like, listen, I don't want no parts of this. I just want to go home. I have a sick child. He put a gun in my face. I am stressed out. I just want to go. That's what that creates. And that's the door. That door was already open. And this situation with Jessie just made that even wider. It's just like it pushed through, like, you know, they're lying about racial profiling. That's the first thing that a black person is going to say, or